A chilling wind blows through the empty streets of Abilene, Texas, a town that holds secrets darker than the night itself. Welcome to a journey, one that will take us into the very heart of the supernatural, right here in the Lone Star State. In Abilene, a place where the past and present intertwine, whispers of spectral apparitions and unexplainable occurrences are more than mere legends. They are the chilling tales that the city's bricks and mortar have absorbed over the decades. From the ghostly Grey Lady of Buffalo Gap Historic Village, the unsettling spirits haunting the Paramount Theater, to the eerie echoes of Fort Phantom Hill and the haunted halls of Dr. G. Miers' house, each location has a story to tell, a ghostly narrative that sends shivers down the spine. These are not tales for the faint-hearted, but for those who dare to cross the thin veil that separates our world from the unknown. So, brace yourself as we delve into the eerie past of Abilene's most haunted places. In the late 1800s, Buffalo Gap Historic Village was a bustling town, but today it's a ghost town, literally. Situated 12 miles southwest of Abilene, Texas, Buffalo Gap Historic Village takes us back in time, a time when it was a hub for cattle drivers and frontier adventurers. However, with progress comes change, and Buffalo Gap was soon overshadowed by the rapidly growing city of Abilene, leaving it to become a ghost of its former self. But a different kind of ghost is said to linger here. Known as the Grey Lady, this spectral figure has been seen by many who have dared to venture into the village after dark. She is often described as a woman dressed in a long grey dress, her face hidden under a wide-brimmed hat, her presence as cold as the Texas winter wind. The Grey Lady is said to be a benevolent spirit, but her appearance often sends chills down the spines of those who encounter her. Visitors and staff have reported seeing her wandering the streets or standing in the shadows of the old buildings, her ethereal form disappearing as quickly as it appeared. Some say she's the spirit of a woman who lived in the village during its heyday, a woman who loved the place so much that she chose to stay even after death. Others believe she's a protective entity, watching over the village and its historic buildings, ensuring its story continues to be told. The staff of Buffalo Gap Historic Village have their own chilling accounts. They share tales of objects moving on their own, of inexplicable cold spots, and of eerie sounds echoing through the empty streets. Some even claim to have seen the Grey Lady herself, her ghostly figure disappearing into the night. Despite the spine-tingling tales, the village invites those brave enough to explore its history, to walk its streets, and maybe, just maybe, have their own encounter with the Grey Lady. So if you find yourself in Buffalo Gap, beware of the Grey Lady who still roams the streets. In the heart of Abilene stands the Paramount Theater, a beautiful monument to the city's past and a host to its spectral inhabitants. This grand old dame of the arts first opened her doors in the Roaring '20s, serving as a hub for the community's cultural and social affairs. But beyond the glitz and glamour, the Paramount Theater has a darker side, one that's whispered about in hushed tones and quickened heartbeats. Over the years, there have been countless reports of strange occurrences within the theater's hallowed halls. Unexplained cold spots, doors opening and closing of their own accord, and disembodied voices echoing through the auditorium when there's not a soul in sight. These eerie happenings have become as much a part of the theater's lore as the classic films and performances it has hosted. Staff and visitors alike have reported seeing ghostly figures, seemingly stuck in a time long past. One such apparition is a gentleman, often seen in a white suit, roaming the balcony area. He's known for his polite demeanor, often tipping his hat to those he passes. Then there's the spectral woman, forever in a flapper dress, who's been spotted drifting through the theater, seemingly in search of something or someone. Perhaps the most unsettling spirit is that of a little girl. She's often heard giggling or seen playing in the aisles, her innocent laughter echoing through the stillness. It's said she's particularly fond of the theater's candy counter, with reports of sweets mysteriously disappearing. These spectral inhabitants seem to be as much a part of the Paramount Theater as the ornate architecture and velvet seats. They serve as a chilling reminder of the building's history, adding an extra layer of intrigue to this iconic landmark. Remember, the next time you visit the Paramount Theater, you might just be sharing your seat with an otherworldly spectator. So, keep your wits about you and enjoy the performance. After all, it's not every day that you get to experience a show with an audience that's truly timeless. Don't let the charming exterior of Dr. G. Miers' house fool you. This historic home holds a chilling secret. In the heart of Abilene, Texas, stands the quaint Victorian-style residence of the late Dr. G. Miers. Its intricate gingerbread trims and ornate stained glass windows might tell a tale of a bygone era, but the story it truly conceals is far more sinister. Dr. Miers, a well-respected physician of his time, was known for his compassion and dedication. His life, however, was riddled with tragedy. Over the years, he watched helplessly as his beloved wife and their 5 children succumbed to a mysterious illness, their lives snuffed out within the confines of this very house. Empty of joy and filled with sorrow, the once bustling home soon fell into disquieting silence. The doctor, unable to bear the weight of his loss, soon followed his family into the great beyond, his spirit forever bound to the house he could never leave behind. Since then, visitors to the house have reported a series of eerie happenings: a sudden drop in temperature, the faint echo of a child's laughter, the inexplicable scent of a woman's perfume, and the chilling sensation of being watched. Some even swear to have seen the spectral figure of a man, believed to be Dr. Miers himself, wandering the halls in a ceaseless search for his lost family. Others tell of feeling an overwhelming sadness, a deep melancholy that seeps into their very bones. These are not mere tales spun to frighten or entertain. They are the experiences of those brave or perhaps foolish enough to venture into the haunted halls of Dr. G. Miers' house. As the sun sets and darkness engulfs Abilene, the house seems to come alive, each creak and groan a testament to its tormented past, a past that continues to echo through its haunted halls. So, if you dare to step inside the Dr. G. Miers' house, be prepared to meet its long-deceased resident. As we reach the outskirts of Abilene, we find Fort Phantom Hill, a place where the echoes of the past still ring loud. A desolate outpost in the wild Texan frontier, Fort Phantom Hill was established back in the 1850s. It was a last line of defense, a beacon of civilization in the wild, untamed West. But the life of a soldier here was far from glamorous. The isolation, the harsh weather, the constant threat of attack. These were the realities for the men stationed at this lonely fort. Unsurprisingly, many soldiers met their untimely end here, their spirits forever tethered to the land they were sworn to protect. These brave souls, it is said, still patrol the ruins of Fort Phantom Hill, their spectral forms seen wandering the crumbling walls, their ghostly voices heard echoing in the wind. One of the most chilling accounts comes from a group of visitors who, on a moonlit night, saw a ghostly figure atop the fort's old lookout tower. The figure, dressed in a uniform from yesteryears, appeared to be scanning the horizon, as if still on duty, still waiting for an attack that would never come. Another tale tells of a spectral soldier seen walking up and down the parade ground, his boots creating a hollow echo that shatters the silence of the night. This apparition, it is said, vanishes when approached, leaving behind only the chilling sound of his phantom footsteps. Then there are the whispers, the disembodied voices that drift on the wind, snippets of conversations from another time. The words are indistinct, but the tone is unmistakable, a mix of fear, determination, and longing. It is as if the spirits are still trying to complete their unfinished business, still trying to protect their fort, their home. So remember, when you visit Fort Phantom Hill, you're stepping into a past that refuses to die. These are not just stories, not just figments of overactive imaginations. They are echoes of a time long gone, echoes that continue to haunt this fort, this symbol of bravery and sacrifice. Abilene, a town steeped in history and mystery, continues to bewitch those who dare to explore its haunted locales. Our journey through the spectral underbelly of this Texan town has taken us from the ghostly Grey Lady of Buffalo Gap Historic Village to the unsettling spirits of the Paramount Theater, the haunted halls of Dr. G. Miers' house, and the spooky echoes of Fort Phantom Hill. Each location, a chilling testament to Abilene's past, brimming with tales of loss, love, and lingering souls. This is a town where the veil between our world and the next seems to waver, a place where every creaking floorboard, every gust of wind could be a ghostly inhabitant reaching out from the beyond. So, the next time you find yourself in Abilene, remember, you're never alone in this town of ghostly whispers and chilling echoes.